as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
The last time I had a chance to catch up with María Testa at the Hard Rock Cafe. Lovely to welcome you back, Maria, to the Farmacy this morning. How was your Christmas, New Year? Good?
Everything was fine. We've been in our homeland, Buenos Aires, and we spent a lovely Christmas. But we wanted to come back. We have so many things to do. So we wanted to come back home again.
But it's nice, I suppose, must be the nice time of year at Christmas over in Buenos Aires. Good weather?
It is a summer Christmas.
Yes, that's
it's
right.
very special feeling. It was a long time without summer Christmas, and it was very, very particular. But nice, very nice.
Well, it's lovely that you're back in Marbella, and we're very grateful to Maria because since 2004, thanks to Maria, we've been enjoying Música con Encanto, music with enchantment, which is a fabulous compilation of cultural activities, musical activities that Marbella so desperately needed. But it couldn't have been easy, Maria, to bring to a tourist holiday area and say, let's also introduce a little bit of classical music, a little bit of culture. What inspired you to start Música con Encanto?
I think we started because I'm a pianist, and we had a duet in that moment with a Russian pianist, which we also keep going on. And you know, a musician wants to play. There's no secrets. So we started playing separately and together, and we were finding places. And of course, all the musicians start approaching, you know, giving some ideas and coming to play. So the season came out by itself. And we discovered that although it was quite hard at the beginning, Marbella needed very much. To develop a kind of cultural activity around classical music. It is not a place where naturally people is consumers of classical music. So it wasn't easy at the beginning. But then, bit by bit, we discovered that between the Spanish people and the residents, other residents, it was many people who wanted to share music with us. So we formally developed an association and took the things wider. We didn't play anymore. It wasn't for us already anymore. So we started to make very good connections with prestigious music places around Europe and America, like Carnegie Hall or like Gniesin School from Moscow or Tchaikovsky Academy. And in 2009, it was Daniel Barenboim supporting the project from there up to today date. No? So he's our honorary president, which is not very usual for him to be an honorary president of a project. So we feel very grateful for that because it helped us look ahead and higher.
Well, it's amazing because you really are and have been a very integral part in taking the Marbella brand abroad, overseas, also bringing in such prestigious people in to give us this touch of culture. In the last 14 years, our resident base has grown so immensely.
Yes.
We have so many good schools here now, so many children and families live here all year round. Do you find that this is that they're getting involved with Música con Encanto, that the children are also getting caught up in the passion for cultural music? Do you get this opportunity?
Yes, we feel the difference from before to now because, as you said, so many new residents are staying in Marbella and they discover Música con Encanto, and then they become very often audience. Not only the elder people, but the young people. That is very important as well, because it's they have no any sensibilization around classical music through the school, only through the families. So we can see very often families with children coming to the concerts, and we are running since 2008 a children string orchestra in the area, which helps all the violin, alto, cello, and double bass students become a family music and to be able to have that symphonic learning here on Marbella.
And so beautiful to have this much needed cultural complement to everything we're doing. An event that I actually would have loved to have gone to myself, but I missed, was last week in a beautiful venue, which is the chapel in Virginia. But the thing that I found most curious was that in the Seville International Guitar Festival, that the winner was actually a Japanese person. So you don't expect this, and you brought the winner to La Virginia to play. That must have been magical and so incongruous. No, you don't expect a Japanese guitarist to win in a Spanish classical guitar competition in Sevilla.
Or you cannot imagine how many Asian performers apply for the competitions, and not only in the guitar but also, of course, in other instruments like the piano. No? But the guitar in Japan is a very respected instrument, and there are great masters of the guitar. They have taken master classes with Spanish guitarists, but now they have their own culture around the guitar. In fact, some Japanese composers have composed many pieces for guitar, like Toru Takemitsu, and our guitarist last Saturday, he was playing a piece from him, a beautiful piece from Takemitsu. And it is a funny interchange, that a very typical Spanish, in this moment, in this century, very typical Spanish instrument could take the culture of Spain around the world and find a place also abroad.
It's amazing to see how well received everything from Spain is, whether it's our cuisine, our actors, our sportsmen. In the sense, it really is very gratifying to see that Spain has literally like osmosis into so many different cultures.
Yes, because I think Spain sometimes represents many things that the people want to have close to them. Happiness, good weather, sun, leisure,
passion,
free time, passion through the music, even through the flamenco music, which is also around the world, in Japan, in China, all over the world. So it is a culture that easily can penetrate you, and you want it to stay, because it gives you a kind of happiness wherever you are in the world, and whatever kind of life you run. Spanish culture, you want to make it your own. No?
You come from Argentina.
Yes.
When and why did you come to Spain in the first place? What brought you here? What was the attraction? Coming from such a beautiful land yourself?
I came to study to Seville. I finished my music career there, and then I stayed. Of course.
It's like so many of us.
I was captured by the Spanish culture.
I was a little disappointed to hear you say just before that you're so busy, I imagine, organising all these events that you put on, that you yourself are perhaps not performing as much as when you started Música con Encanto. Don't you feel frustrated and stifled?
No. We always keep a space, like every 2 or 3 years we take part of the season. And in the meantime, I have another concerts in another associations and halls.
So you literally do still keep your hand in?
Yes, so I still am doing my pianist life, no? But we didn't want to invade the project, no? So we still bit by bit. And of course, because also we are starting to become very international, and a very quality excellence season. So we try to keep the place for those kind of pianists. And also we receive from people in the area and from young musicians proposals. And there were so many, because as I told you before, the musicians want to play, to perform, you know. So we open a space before the concerts. We have a short space of time, like 15 minutes, which is quite enough for music, for the young talents, especially the young talents in the area, people who's starting their career or very good advanced students, to perform with a real audience before the concert, no? Before the main concert, and to enjoy really the experience of the real public, no friends or family, but the real one. And this we call it a musical cocktail, no? Like aperitivo musical, and we realize that it's many passionate young people around classical music at the moment, which can guarantee the good health of classical music.
And also, as I understand it, classical music is very good for our own health. The type of vibration that comes from classical music is very good for our natural vibration. And if you're not feeling very well, classical music is very indicated to get everything vibrating and flowing in the right vein, as they say.
Yes, it is. It is because it is a music that has not any, in general, not a context. It is pure music. A part of the songs, for instance, no, that you can evoke something through the words, through the lyrics. But the pure music has the power of connecting immediately with the emotions without crossing any area of your language. It's a different connection. That is why the classical music part in particular becomes a kind of therapy, no? Or like after the concerts you can see how the people behave, no? And the people feel plain, no?
Stop
happy.
the thoughts and just enjoy the feelings.
If you let you go with the music do the job.
Yeah, well, I know that Einstein, when he was feeling blocked, was a violin player, and that was how he connected to his vibe. So obviously it works. It really does work. We've got a good one there. Helped him think, so I'm sure it can help. Do you have a problem finding venues to perform at?
No, now we are a very settled season, and we have good sponsors and collaborators. And we can have fantastic venues coming from them, from La Roche Marbella, from Buchinger, Wilhelmi Marbella. They have beautiful halls and they share them with us, and we can have the music there. Of course, also with La Virginia, we have a very long cooperation with the community of La Virginia since 2008. And we make there small concerts along the year, like the guitar concert the other weekend, and a beautiful summer candlelight concert in the square of the church. And we can achieve in this fantastic chapel a documentary music film season from September to June, with the idea of open a little bit the mind of the people who doesn't approach very often to the classical music and see the music from the backstage, no? Which always help us realize that the musician, even if it is an idol, no? Or an icon, it's also a human being and had the same passions and probably the fears that we normally have, a musician can also have. So to see the other side of the genius may help, and in fact it does, the people approach the classical music much better.
Wow. Making music tangible, cultural music on our doorstep, thanks to people who have vision, sight, determination, and as Roy says, tenacity, not giving up. Música con Encanto, Maria con Encanto, enchanting person, beautiful compliment to our community, and hashtag Better Together, support Música con Encanto, as Maria's been supporting us for so many years. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to chat with you again.
Yes, thank you. Likewise.
Hey, hey.
This next section is sponsored by Linea Directa, tailor-made expat car insurance. As you can see, although we're a small city, we do have our fair share of traffic, and unfortunately, when we're in our cars, sometimes we break down. Now, if you break down in the middle of the city, it's not so bad, it's not so scary, and it's not so dangerous, and much easier to get help. But if you happen to break down when you're on the highway, the motorway, when there are lots of cars and moving traffic, it can be a very overwhelming experience. The most important thing is to keep calm. You can't think clearly if you're in a panic. So even though it can be a scary situation, it is very important that you do keep calm. It's very important that you also have your reflector jackets in the car and your emergency triangles. These triangles need to be set up the minute you break down. Once you've got your car off the highway, if you can, pull over to the hard shoulder, which is actually not always possible. But the most important thing is that once you've put your car in the best position, if you break down, that you get yourself out the way, because one of the biggest dangers is another car coming up, and because the traffic's moving quickly, hitting you while you're stationary and broken down, or other cars also coming in. So please, if you stop to help someone's broken down, if you've broken down, try and get your car onto the hard shoulder and then get yourself away from the vehicle until help comes, so you're not putting yourself at further risk.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, I'm here in Marbella, but it says here I'm in La Canada.
If you haven't mastered the lingo, don't worry. Linea Directa has a free GPS geolocator service that will come and find you.
Hey, hey.
Tomorrow's Thursday. Not only will we be back with another edition of Marbella Now at 8 o'clock here on RTV Marbella, but you can pick up your free edition of the Euro Weekly newspaper, which comes out every Thursday. And if you do, check out my column, Marbella Moments. Well, that's it for this evening. We hope you enjoyed the programme, meeting our guests. Please join us again tomorrow. We'll be back at Marbella Now at 8 p.m. Bye for now.
And it's time